There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. A time to born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to uproot. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time for tearing down, and a time to build. A time for weeping, for laughing, for mourning, and for dancing. A time to scatter stones, and a time to gather them up. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search, and a time to give up. A time to keep, and a time to discard. A time to tear, and a time to mend. A time for silence, and a time for speaking. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time for war, and a time for peace. From Ecclesiastes 3. Hi there. Today, we will talk about what time is it? Where are you? What are you doing? What stage of your journey are you on? Which leg? What are you observing while sitting in your seat as your train treks on? What's the situation in passing? What's the weather like? What is your experience? Sometimes we need to have an out-of-body experience of our own lives to gain the perspective of where we truly are in life. What time is it in your life? What do you see as you peek outside your window? What's passing you by, and vice versa? What are you passing by? When you're on a train, no matter how long or short the distance and journey is, there's a vast amount of material to observe. And we get to observe from the inside, from the outside. People go about. Life is happening. Events are occurring. Signals, billboards. We get to see it all. Sometimes we even get to hear some sounds. But today, let's focus on our visual perspective, the signs and sights that we behold. Signs and what we are seeing in passing can tell us what time it is, what season we are in. There are loads of things to see just sitting at a window. In the Twilight Saga, there's a scene where Bella is just sitting at her window, waiting for Edward to return. And seasons just kept coming and going. Life kept happening, except for Bella's. She kept still. And that's the funny thing about being still, if we're just observing. In the train, just looking out the window, I've had the opportunity to see one tree change from green to orange to leafless to white and pink blossoms. And it's an unimaginable phenomenon to just watch. You take a pond and you see it go from lower volume to frozen to melted to overflowing. The non-stagnant reality of life. No two seasons are the same. Even in a single season, things keep going. The cycle or the circle of life never stops. Life is about levels, growth, changes, all the things we observe in passing, even though many times unrecognized in the moment. So when we're on a road trip, we never pass the same place twice. And as the scripture states, a time and a season for everything, and nothing stands still. Every season has its purpose, its limits, and its end to make room for the next. There's a time and a season. Nothing lasts forever. And it's in this realization that peace dwells. It's in this realization that humility dwells. It's in knowing that when you leave this station, even if all that's around you are empty seats, that as the journey goes, passengers will come on and off, changing your experience, even just a little bit. And because life is like your longest train ride, even if you're currently going through a tunnel or crossing a scary bridge, that stage will end. No matter how scary and lonely and uncomfortable it feels right now. At some point, you will be out of the tunnel, over on the other side, back in the plains, enjoying the scenery of green and lush once more. But whatever season you're in, don't just close your eyes as it goes on. Open your eyes and take it in. Experience it all. Because once it's over, it's gone. And there are lessons to be learned in that season. Skills to acquire. Experiences to be had. There's no place for unhappiness in this life. Just focus on the positive. Because life goes by faster than you think. So enjoy the ride, no matter how scary the sceneries are right now. Because for everything, there is a season under the sun. And guess what? This one is just passing. Take care.